Handling distractions. Often, I hear presenters who feel that they're frustrated because audience members, whoever they happen to be in the audience, aren't paying attention. Well, I got to tell you, you had their attention. What did you do to lose their attention? Your job is to keep their attention. Now, that's in a perfect world, and that's easy for me to say when I'm standing up here and I can see there are some individuals just holding back as hard as they can not to check their email or check their smartphone. And I understand that. Stuff gets in the way. We all have very, very busy schedules. Now, our job as presenters is to be able to focus information, to be able to transfer information to others to help them make a decision. Sounds fair enough. Here's what happens. In the meantime, let's say you're in a meeting and you've got a dozen people. Let's say you're in an auditorium and you have a couple of hundred retail store operators, franchisees, and the odds of a side conversation happening, it's pretty good. Okay? Now, there's a couple of ways to handle that. First of all, you have to remember that your job is to be able to transfer and honor as many individuals in the audience as you can with information. Not everybody is going to love you. Yeah, there will be a percentage of the room that will break into side conversations or start to, or take a cell phone call. Let me take the first most common distraction and how do I handle it as a presenter. All right, so I'm in the room and I see that there are a couple of individuals on this side of the room and they're starting a conversation. And okay, here are the different levels that you can take because there are different intensities, so there isn't just one quick fix. It's like, okay, well, I have to stop this. Often I've seen presenters become too extreme in the way they handle it. Let me give you my idea. First of all, I would, and this is a phenomena, I would attract the rest of the audience's attention on them. Have you ever found that phenomena? You can tell when someone is looking at you? Well, it's research and it's science-based. So here's the first thing I would do. The individuals are talking amongst each other and now they're starting to create a bit of a disturbance because I notice some other individuals are looking. So what I'll do is I'll start looking at the audience over here and I'll draw their attention to the individuals creating a bit of a disturbance. I'll do it again. I'll draw their attention. And immediately the individuals often will feel that they're being looked at, that they're being centered out, and it will solve itself. Now that would be level one. Okay? Now level two, sometimes what happens is I may need to change my position. Let's say I'm in a meeting room. Let's say I'm in a stage situation and that conversation seems to be getting louder. Okay? So sometimes what I will do is I will just approach the individuals, not very close, just approach. Then they see that something is different and they see me, and then I'm just giving them, now I'm not giving them some stern look. All right? I'm just glancing at them, and now all of a sudden they feel noticed, and often it will just solve itself at that point. Okay? Now here's what happens. Sometimes it doesn't solve itself and it just gets louder and louder and louder. Okay? So if I go to that second level, going over and approach them, and often what happens is I've drawn their attention, the audience, to the individuals. The individuals are looking at me, and typically what happens is just like if you're in the cinema or in the motion picture at the movies, the audience, somebody in the audience will take over when somebody's making noise. And it's like that phenomenon. Somebody goes, shh, and all of a sudden then the audience makes the move, and I'm up here, I'm not the mean teacher at the front of the class, the audience has taken that position because they want to hear what I have to say. They want to hear what you have to say as a presenter. That's level two. All right, now here's what happens when it's extreme measures, and this conversation doesn't seem to be going away whatsoever. All right, here's what I would do finally, is I would move over, go a little closer to the group, that's creating the bit of a disturbance, and I would just stop. And invariably, the audience, somebody will either attend to them, or particularly they've noticed, and I haven't said a word to them, and we're back to normal. So I need to maintain a neutral position, because here's the situation. We're all adults in this room. We're all adults in this room when we're presenters and audience members, but we still have feelings. We're not comfortable in being centered out. We're not comfortable in feeling unease with our peers. So that's a caution to us.